Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee Beans. Thank you for being here with me again this morning. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube videos. And I'm so glad you're here to hear this story from me today. It's an interesting story about why we have rules. Trails, like rules, are there for a reason. Trails are there for a reason, my husband always told me when we were hiking. The high grass and wooded areas can be dangerous, Dina. His warnings were usually confirmed by the posted signs that instructed people to stay on the trails. The problem was that I had a hard time staying on the trail. My curiosity of what I couldn't see compelled me to follow the sounds that I couldn't identify. Often I went off the trails to get photos of birds such as the painted bunting and the scarlet tanager soaring out of my camera's view into the thickets of trees and bushes. In South Texas, where we were living at the time, Laguna Atascosa National Wildlife Refuge was the home to hundreds of birds species plus ocelots, deer, javelinas, squirrels, long-tailed weasels, alligators, and even mountain lions. We spent a lot of time driving or walking the trails surrounded by thick brush and cactus, with mesquite trees serving as umbrellas against the hot sun. Sometimes I didn't always look where I was going when I was aiming my camera. Once when I started down a hill toward a muddy puddle to get a shot of a black-bellied whistling duck, my husband stopped me just in time and pointed to an alligator lying in the thick, wet sludge, watching my every step. My careless days of going off designated trails changed the day I saw something very big and very dangerous that normally lived off the trails. It was lying about 100 yards ahead of our car. We were on our way to one of our favorite trails when from the distance, I saw what looked like a dip in the road that had been made deeper, a little bit deeper because of the recent heavy rains. It seemed to reach from one side of the road to the other, so I warned my husband, "Be careful." However, as we got closer, we realized that the dark line was not a dip in the road at all. In fact, it seemed to be moving. A few moments after we saw it move, we recognized what it was. It was a 7-foot rattlesnake with a large bulge in its stomach. The sun was warm and bright. The snake had obviously had a big lunch and seemed to have stretched out across the cool, wet road for a siesta. I was so excited, I grabbed my digital camera from the seat and started to open the door. Thankfully, my husband grabbed the handle and stopped me from stepping out into danger. He did, however, turn the car sideways so we were parallel with the huge creature and let me roll the window down and take photos. The big snake laid there while I filled my disc with its image. After a while, he lifted his head and his tail, gave me a look, shook his rattlers, and slithered off into the brush. The brush where my husband was always telling me that I should be careful not to wander into. When we reported the huge reptile to the Park Service, the ranger patiently explained to me the reasons the signs were posted to stay on the trail. It isn't just the fact that there are wild animals and poisonous snakes out there, but when people veer off the trails, they also trample the wildflowers and cause erosion problems. I got the message loud and clear. Of course, when I tell this story to my grandchildren, I point out the fact that rules are always there for a reason for them. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. I do like to wander around and take pictures wherever I can, but I'm very careful to follow the rules and stay on the trails now. Thank you for sharing our stories. Thank you for your comments. And thank you for subscribing to our video. Thank you.